What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be fixing a couple issues that I've been putting aside for way too long with the Z. If you guys saw my last video, I went to a city about 45 minutes away for a car show, and while I was driving over there, I tried using the cruise control in my car and it did not work. The last time I had this car on the highway for an extended period of time was about 1.5 years ago, and the cruise control did used to work then. I noticed last summer my horn wasn't working. I just didn't test out the cruise control. So I'm thinking what the issue is the steering wheel. I replaced my steering wheel about 1 year ago, and since then I noticed I didn't have the horn working, and now I realize that the cruise control isn't working either. So I'm gonna take off that steering wheel, make sure that all the wiring and everything is good. If I need to order any parts, I can order them and get that fixed, because having a horn is pretty important. Like, cruise control is not the big deal, but I should have a working horn. Second thing I want to fix is something that everyone's called me out on, and I know I deserve it. It's my e-brake. It needs to be adjusted. It's like pointing straight up. So we're gonna adjust that e-brake. Actually, we're gonna adjust the e-brake first. So that's done with for sure. So let's get it going and let's tackle both these jobs together. Where we are with the e-brake now. So this is the e-brake fully down right now. I might have over tightened it, but I won't know for sure until I take it for a drive. Once I take it for a drive, I'll see if it's good and then adjust accordingly. So first, what I actually did was I removed the bezel and the console right here, because I wanted some more room. If I didn't have to stretch this leather boot here for the e-brake, I didn't want to. But once I took this off, I realized there's really no point unless you take off this whole thing, not just the face. So I just kind of wedged this up, and in here, you probably won't see it. Right there, right under the handle there. That's a 10mm bolt. You tighten that to tighten your e-brake cable. So I just kind of grabbed an extension, put it on there, put my wrench on there, and I tightened it. I don't know if I overdid it. It feels good now. This is at its highest point. Before, this thing was like straight up, as you guys saw in the videos. So I think it's good. The car isn't rolling right now, which is kind of making me a little nervous. I might have over tightened it, but we'll check that out when we take it for a drive. I want to check the steering wheel out first, and then we'll go take it for a drive and check out the e-brake. So this is the slowest position, and then when you bring it up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clicks, this should fully stop it on flat ground, and then 6, 7, that should be the very highest it goes on a hill. So I like where it sits now. It's a lot better. I just hope I didn't over tighten it, but again, you don't really know with these things until you take it out for a drive and park it on a hill, which we'll do shortly. But before we do that, let's take the steering wheel apart. So all the wiring back here looks good. The plug in here looks good. I'm wondering if it's just a fuse. I'm gonna check the fuse If it's not the fuse, then the only thing it could really be is the clock spring, which I hope it isn't. But I don't see why it would be the clock spring. It was all working fine before until I changed the steering wheel. For now, I'm gonna put this back and I'm gonna check the fuse and make sure it's not the fuse. Okay, we're gonna take this thing for a quick drive, make sure that e-brake is good. So let's go find a hill or something, which is hard because this place is flat as hell. Man, so honestly, I went around the neighborhood a little bit to look for a little hill or whatever, just so I could test out the e-brake. And frickin' living in Saskatchewan, no lie, there's not even the slightest hill anywhere around here. For those of you that live in the prairies, actually for those of you that live in Saskatchewan probably know what I'm talking about. So what I did was on the outside of my garage, right when you open that door, there's a bit of a ramp to go down. So what I did was I just kind of put my car half in, half out of the garage, and I put the e-brake on halfway out of the garage to see if it would continue to roll out or just kind of stop, and it did. And then I put the e-brake down and it started rolling. So it's not a real good test, but for the time being it works. E-brake worked just fine. Feels a lot tighter. It doesn't sit up at a 90-degree angle like it used to. So this is pretty much at the highest point right now. And that's probably where I'm gonna leave it. I also checked the fuse box under the hood and also the fuse box under the driver's side footwell there, and all the fuses look okay. There's actually no real fuse at the bottom on the driver's side for the horn or the cruise control. Those are both in the fuse box that's in the hood, and all those fuses looked okay as well. So when I press this cruise control button, the little green light does light up, letting me know the cruise control is on. Just the cruise control buttons on the steering wheel are the ones that don't work. The further along I get with this, I'm thinking it is the clock spring. If any of you have had any experience with this and might know why my horn and my cruise control isn't working, leave a comment, let me know what it is. Pretty sure it's the clock spring. I'm probably gonna have to change that whole thing. Maybe it just crapped out on me or something. I don't know what it is. All the wiring in the steering wheel looked okay. At the beginning of the video, I had a link at the bottom letting you guys know what my Instagram is. I haven't told anyone what my Instagram is before. I wasn't really posting much stuff on it, but I kind of want to get on Instagram and post some stuff as well. So go show your boy some love. Follow me on Instagram. When I was at the car show last week, there was a photographer there. He liked the car. He took some really nice pictures of it. I posted those on Instagram as well. So if you want to go check those out, here's the Instagram again. Anyways, I'm rambling. I'm going to call it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you again.